the number one most powerful way to deal with toxic and negative people. It seems like they're everywhere. And these days, with a lot of political things going on and all sorts of issues flying around and everybody wanting everybody else to know what their opinion is for some reason, there's a whole lot of negativity that we can absorb when we're out there just going about our daily life. So how do you deal with all this negativity, the toxic people, and keep your vibe high so that you aren't negative, so that you aren't toxic? Today, I'm going to tell you the number one top thing that you can do and a couple of other ideas to help you along. But first, I want you to check and see, are you a subscriber here? And if not, why not? It's easy to fix that if you're not. Click the subscribe button and then click that little bell. What the bell does is it just puts us in your feed on YouTube so that when we drop a new video, we'll be right there. You don't even have to come looking for us. So you do that. I'm going to get my notes ready and I'll meet you on the other side of our reel.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
There is one masterfully powerful way that you can deal with negative and toxic people that will change their behavior around you so that you don't even have to deal with it anymore. I'm going to give that to you today. If you like this topic, we've done several different videos for you on toxicity, toxicity in your family, toxicity in the workplace. This is really just kind of an overview that fits into any type of a situation. So if you like this topic, if you need help in this area, give us a thumbs up so that we know that you like it, and we will we'll dive into some more facets of how you can keep your high vibe when you're living around and in a negative or toxic workplace, home, world. Okay, so if you haven't already, grab a pen, some paper to take notes, and if you don't have that, then open up the comment section and take notes there. The reason that I'm always encouraging you to do that is that when you write things down, you help to solidify your learning. So you'll take more away if you're an active participant in this learning. Okay, so I'm teaching and you are reteaching yourself when you take notes. So today I'm really going to give you 4 things that you can do, and the last one is really the most powerful. So we're going to do it as a countdown. So number 4, just like I just said, to take notes so that you can be a participant in your learning because it helps you to retain the knowledge. Number 4 is don't join into conversation with negative and toxic people. Just don't play into that. When you join in, you increase your reality in that vibration. So you align your vibe with that vibe, and if you're a higher vibe, you are bringing yourself down. So just don't join in. Join in and be participatory on things that serve you, like this learning, things that are fun, things that feel good, that help you to grow. But don't join in to that negative conversation. You can just remain quiet. And if somebody specifically solicits your opinion on something, you can just be honest and say, that's just not something I want to talk about. Why? Because I just don't want to talk about it. Next. It's very simple. You don't have to be ugly when you're not joining in. You just have to be solid, confident. All right, so number 3, counting down from 4. So number 4 was don't join. Number 3 is don't play into their reality. When you hear negative things or when you experience toxicity and you think about it and you discuss it with other people or you even do join in, what you're doing is you're building up their reality. You're making it more real for them. You're making it more real for you, and you're perpetuating how long this person is going to involve you in this toxicity. So don't play into their reality. Everybody has opinions. That's just how the world works. And you don't have to tell everybody yours. I don't tell you my opinion on every issue. Some issues, maybe, I don't know, but I don't tell everybody my opinion on every issue. I've been friends with people for years and they didn't even know where I stood politically. They could kind of guess whether I was liberal in certain areas or conservative in certain areas, but they had no idea. I've been friends with people who had drastically different beliefs from mine. They had no idea. Why? Because when they would get heated or talk about their kind of thing, I would just back up. I wouldn't play into their reality. If I'm not playing into their reality, then they have no idea what my reality is. And that's just fine with me, because it's really none of their business, as theirs is none of mine. But toxic people like to involve you in things that aren't really your business. So don't play into their reality and don't join. That's number 4. Number 3. Number 2, you can be unavailable. This doesn't mean that you're freezing somebody out with the silent treatment. It doesn't mean that you're being ugly. It just means that you are structuring your life so that you're not available for that person's crap. And that's really what it is when people are spewing negativity and toxicity towards you. It's just crap. It's crap that you don't want. And it ain't your crap. It's theirs. You know what I mean? So you can make yourself unavailable. There was a woman who I was friends with for almost 2 years, and she just got really, she was very, very opinionated in politically, socially, social political issues, and was just very verbose about them. And I didn't really agree with her, but I've already told you, I don't really tell my opinion to a bunch of people, because what's the point? In meaningful conversation, of course, but not just flippantly. Well, I don't agree with that, whatever. So she just kept asking me, oh, we really need to have lunch together. And I said, oh, lunch sounds delightful. I didn't say lunch with you sounds delightful. I was like, oh, lunch sounds delightful. I'm really busy. And I have work and this and that. And I'm also an intermittent faster, so I don't really have lunch. Usually if I do lunch with somebody, I'd rather go for a walk or something like that. Well, I knew that wasn't her jam, because she's just not somebody who exercises. So I engineered a way around not having to be alone with this person. We're in the same friend group. I was around her sometimes, but I could engineer myself to be politely unavailable so that you avoid, in a positive way, that negative energy. All right, so that was number 2. And number 1, all right, that's cheesy. I just did a drum roll, fake drum roll. But anyway, moving on. The number 1 most powerful thing that you can do when dealing with negative and toxic people is through consistency of your behavior. By being consistent, you get to teach other people how to treat you. I'll give you an example. One of my children has been horrifically bullied at school, horrifically. And she's quiet and kind and just is not, she's not one to pick a fight or even to join in on a fight. So if you would say something negative to her, she'd probably just kind of keep to herself, not really answer it, and, eventually walk away. Well, the bullying got so bad that it got to the point that she had to step through that comfort zone of walking away and stand up for herself. And fairly recently, some girls were saying some negative things about her, and then they started to make fun of her little sister, who has special needs and has a severe eating disorder and problems managing her weight. And they started to pick on my 14-year-old's little sister, and that awakened something in her. She wanted to stand up for her sister. It was almost as though she could deal with it when they were treating her poorly, but when they started messing with a member of her family, that brought out the beast. And she very politely, I actually got to witness this. They didn't realize that I could hear what was going on, but she very politely turned and said, no, this is my line. You say things that are ugly and mean to me all the time, but you will not pick on my little sister. That is not okay. Are you just trying to be mean? And the girls were like, she called them on it. She was teaching them where her boundary was. You have to teach people where your boundary is. Just like I said, don't join into the conversation. Well, the way that you teach them that you're not going to join in, the way that you teach them that you're not going to make that your reality, the way that you teach them that you're going to be unavailable for their negativity is by politely expressing your boundaries. I'm sorry, that is not something that I discuss. Why? Because I just don't discuss it. It's a boundary for me, and I don't have to explain my boundaries. And so we can either talk about something else or we can just move on. I'm sorry, you're not going to talk about my family like that. You know, you come in and you get to teach other people what you'll put up with, basically. But here's the key to it. If you deliver those things, if you say things like that, you know, I'm not going to let you do this, but then you stick around while they're doing it, then you're teaching them that even though you said things to stand up for yourself, you didn't really mean it. So your words and your actions have to match. So going over these one more time from 4 to 1, 4, don't join in. 3, don't play into their reality. 2, be conveniently unavailable. And number 1, you get to teach people how you want to be treated. If this has been of use to you, go ahead and give us that thumbs up. And if you didn't already, before you go, don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell so that you'll find out the next time that we drop a video here to help you live a life with lower stress and more success. See you next time.